Where are we?
Casablanca.
All right. Thank
What are you doing?
Hey, so I'm just firing up the simulator and we're going to do some general introductions and we're going to do a lesson 1 and we'll just do some basic handling. Okay, now Abdul Samad, we'll start with you. Until everybody else comes in, I want you to just try your hand-eye coordination. Have a seat here. Jump in and so bring your chair a little bit more closer. We'll do a few minutes with him and then we'll bring you back in, right? So keep your legs completely on the rudder, right? The heels a little bit more forward, a little bit more forward. Okay, perfect. Now, the top of the toes works as brake. Show me the top of the toes. Yeah. So if you press the top of the toe left and right, that's the brakes. If you push the rudder left all the way, push the heels. No, so that is pressing the toes, right? Let go of the toes. Now apply pressure on the heel. So you press the heels left and right. That's rudders. Make sense? You can stand next to me, and I don't want to repeat the same instructions, right? So, 2 types of movement. One is the top movement, which is the brakes, left brake, right brake. Or you apply the left rudder, the right moves backwards. Show me the left rudder. Left, yeah. So when you press the left rudder, the right comes back. Apply right rudder. Yeah, something like that. Now, your legs will control your movement on the runway. Make sense? Now, as soon as you start adding the black throttle, now, this remains right there. It's the mixture. Change the angle. Some small planes don't have the ability to change the angle. What we will do, so the power will only be controlled by the black throttle in the smaller engines. The high performance aircrafts have the ability for the propeller to change the blade angle, which we don't need to worry about for now. I want you to start applying this throttle all the way forward. When you start moving forward, right, start applying, the plane will automatically go to the left, all the way forward, keep moving. Now when you do that, I'm going to release the brake, the plane will automatically go to the left, right? Once the plane starts moving to the left, I want you to apply the right rudder. I want you to move your right leg all the way in. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to remove the parking brake. Reduce the power, because as soon as I remove the parking brake, it's going to, all right, okay. All right. Now, go ahead and start adding the black throttle all the way in. Right? Yeah, any minute now. Not sure if the brakes are, yeah. So, oh, you're holding the brakes, that's why. Let go of the legs. Let go of the legs, yeah? Yeah, let go of the legs. So, this only works up in the air. You see this? This is called as the yoke. The yoke only works to turn left and right when you're in the air. When you're on the ground, it's your legs. So you add a little bit of power, right? So your hand controls the power. So you add a little bit of power. I'm applying right leg. So I move the right heel. Again, this is all messed up. I'm just going to try to go back towards the runway. We're going to go through the grass. You don't want to do this in a real aircraft, right? Okay, now, let's say this is the runway. Now, I turn left by using my left leg. Make sense? This is a taxiway. If you see the yellow line in the center, taxiway, right? You see that yellow line? Yes. So, let's stop right there. The yellow line splits left and right. Taxiway is with a yellow line in the center, and you turn left and right. Now, if I turn right, you'll go inside the runway. Runway numbers are always denoted by a red board. Yeah? So, I'm going to unpause. I'm going to try to go all the way forward. It says runway 35R and 17L. Now, I want to pause here and I want to talk about this. Maybe you can grab a chair. You can see this, right? You can come closer. You can grab a chair. Now, when I'm about to enter the runway, there is a line which tells me that I'm now entering the runway. So there's a border between the taxiway and the runway. That line is very important. It's called as the hold short line. Now this line, if you cross without the permission from the air traffic controller, it is a big offense. It is a big crime. Because imagine there might be a plane landing and you're going, hello, welcome, join us, please grab a seat, yeah? If you enter the runway without permission from the air traffic controller, maybe there's another plane about to land, right? So we're still on the taxiway. There are 2 options. Now I can turn left or I can turn right. If I turn right, I'm going to be taking off on runway 35. We'll talk about what is this number very soon. If I turn left, I'm going to be taking off on runway 17. These numbers, every runway has a number. Runway 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 36. The maximum is 360 degrees in a circle. So if you look at a map or a navigation circle, we have 360 degrees. So depending on which direction I'm going to take off, if I'm taking off east, if I'm heading east, right, Mashraq, if I'm heading Maghrib, 270 degrees, east, 090 degrees, north is 360 degrees, south is 180. So every direction has a number. The entire navigation is based on these numbers. So when I see the runway number 35, I already know, oh, I'm going to take off north. Does that make sense? So runway numbers are directions. If you have any questions, please let me know. I can translate in Arabic, but the whole pilot training is in English. So I would like to stick to English as the language today during the seminar. So like I said, once I get few more students, I'll start with the seminar. This seminar is going to be a fun session to learn. I want you all to feel like a student pilot. I want you all to learn a few things about how does the plane fly, how does the engines work, what are these numbers. So let's keep moving. I'm going to unknob. So you see that line right there? Now I'm going to show you that line. That's the line. You see that? The line right next to the runway number, that is the hold short line. Make sure you cross the line only after the air traffic controller gives you the permission for takeoff. I want you all to Google Crash of the Century. When you go back home today, I want you all to watch Crash of the Century on YouTube. It's a 1-hour documentary. Tenerife, thank you so much. Two 747s hit each other on the runway because one little pilot made a tiny mistake of entering this line without permission for taking off. Because he did not, hello, welcome, join us, grab a chair, stand around. We've already started some general stuff. You haven't missed much. Because this little pilot made a tiny mistake of not waiting for the pilot clearance, for the runway takeoff permission, he went on the runway when there was another plane taking off. Two 747s crashed. More than 520 people died. Crash of the century. Why? Because people did not respect the hold short line. So let's assume that this is 6. So this is your call sign. November 172, Sierra Papa. So you press the button on your left yoke and you say, this is November 172, Sierra Papa, holding short on runway 35 at Papa 1 taxiway, requesting permission for takeoff. The air traffic control. Where are we? Casablanca. All right, thank you so much. Center line, it's going to be a bit tricky in the beginning. As soon as you come to the white line, full brakes. You see that? I'm applying the top of the toes for brakes. Heels for movement. Top of the toes for brakes. Left brake, right brake. So left brake, right brake. I got to do this together. If I hold the left brake, few seconds after the right brake, the plane's going to go to the left or right. Make sense? You don't want that. Now, I'm going to hold the brakes, start adding power. Now, as soon as the plane starts moving, you'll notice the plane will automatically go to the left. Why does the plane go to the left? You all noticed the minute I add power, the plane goes to the left. Because the propeller is spinning to the right. Newton's third law. Do you remember Newton's third law? For every action, there's an opposite reaction. Because the propeller is spinning in this direction, the plane now wants to turn to the left. So in a single engine aircraft, in a propeller single engine aircraft, we have to make sure we apply right rudder. If we don't, it'll go to the left. So I'll start adding more power. I'm going to try to keep right rudder to keep my plane in the center. And I will wait till it reaches 57 knots. As soon, V1, yeah, in this small plane it's VR. As soon as it reaches 57, I can gently pitch up. Hold it at 10 degrees. Do not pitch up all the way when you go into a stall. Hold it at 10 degrees. So gently hold it right there. If it goes to 20, pitch it down. Gentle, hand all 60 knots and gently pitch up. Yeah, gently. We'll do it without flaps because we have a long runway. Okay. All right, hand on the throttle. Brakes. Yeah, start adding full power. A little bit more. Hand back on the right. Hand on the throttle. Put the hand on the throttle. A little bit of the right. Yeah. A little bit more right rudder. A little bit more right rudder. A little more right rudder. A little more hand. You put your hand here, wait for 55 and then gently pitch up here. 50. Yeah, start pitching up gently. Gently. Yeah. Hold it at 10 degrees. Don't go up to 20, that'll be too much. Hold it at 10. Alright, now, as soon as I add power, right, the plane will automatically go to the left because of the left turning tendencies. Add a right rudder. Now, I'm going to try to go back to the. Where are we?
Morocco!
Alright, thank you so much, guys. Okay.